In a lush, dew-kissed forest, there lived a tiny snail named Nibbles. Nibbles was known for his shiny, spiraled shell and his boundless enthusiasm. He was always eager to do things quickly, whether it was exploring new patches of moss or finding the juiciest leaves. But there was one thing that Nibbles found especially challenging: his garden. Nibbles had a dream of growing the most beautiful garden in the forest, filled with vibrant flowers and delicious vegetables. But despite his excitement, his garden never seemed to thrive. His carrots were always crooked, his lettuce was limp, and his marigolds were droopy. Frustrated, Nibbles decided he needed a new approach. One day, Nibbles overheard a conversation between two wise old turtles, Shelby and Tortoise, who were discussing their own gardens. Shelby mentioned a magical flower, the moon blossom, that only bloomed when tended with patience and care. The moon blossom was said to bring beauty and prosperity to any garden it touched. Intrigued, Nibbles approached the turtles. "I want to grow the moon blossom," Nibbles said eagerly. "Tell me how." Shelby and Tortoise shared their wisdom. To grow the moon blossom, you must be patient and steady. Rushing will only make things worse. The flower needs a calm, steady hand to nurture it. Nibbles was determined but found it hard to slow down. He spent the next day racing around his garden, trying to plant seeds, water them, and pull weeds as fast as he could. By the end of the day, he was exhausted, and his garden looked no better than before. He had made a mess of the soil and broken several tender shoots. The next morning, feeling defeated, Nibbles decided to try a different approach. He took a deep breath and began his tasks with a calm and steady demeanor. He meticulously planted the seeds, making sure they were spaced just right. He watered them gently, ensuring not to flood the soil. He weeded slowly, so as not to disturb the young plants. As days turned into weeks, Nibbles noticed a transformation in his garden. The plants grew strong and vibrant. The moon blossom seeds, which he had planted with the most care, began to sprout. They grew taller and more magnificent with each passing day. Nibbles found joy in the steady progress, appreciating each little milestone along the way. Finally, the moon blossom reached full bloom, its petals shimmering like silver under the moonlight. The garden, once a place of frustration, had become a sanctuary of beauty and serenity. Nibbles realized that the key to his success was not rushing towards the goal but nurturing it with patience and care. The other forest creatures marveled at Nibbles' garden, and he was celebrated as the proud gardener of the most beautiful and serene garden in the forest. Nibbles learned that sometimes, the journey itself, approached with a calm and steady mind, is the true reward. And so, the little snail continued to tend his garden with the same steady hand, knowing that each moment of patience was a step towards achieving his dreams.